So, I'm going to talk about how I got interested in doing life stories, which was a gentleman by the name of Len Wild. And Len came to a book signing that Mary Lane and I did for the Homegrown Cookbook, and then he followed that up with going to a Lewis and Clark presentation that I made. And a day or two later, he contacted me and he said, you know, you should take these recipes and stories and the Lewis and Clark, and you should write this motivational, how to write your life story. As I'm listening to him tell this to me, I'm thinking, this is ridiculous. I mean, how are you going to do something from a cookbook to Lewis and Clark? And I agreed to do it immediately, which was one more thing that was a mistake. Because 2 days later, he called me and he said, I have set up your first motivational workshop at Heartland Assisted Living Facility. And I said, when is it? He said, Friday. So I labored over it for a day or two as to how I was going to put this thing together. Because I know from doing Lewis and Clark and assisted in retirement centers, people come in, they don't want to work. They don't want to do anything. They just want to sit there and listen to somebody entertain them and watch television and maybe play cards. They don't really want to do any work. I was bound to determine to force them into work. And that's what these sheets I passed out, the worksheets, got them involved in writing their life stories, because we went over every one of these, and I also gave them a number of reasons why they should be doing this because of their children, and especially their grandchildren. They owed it to them. I mean, I shamed them. Every minute or two, I would shame them into why they needed to do this. So after a bit of me not being able to come up with how I was going to present this life story thing, I resorted to my favorite tool, which is my magic wand. Now, also, if anybody goes to sleep today, that's what you're going to do. And by the same token, if I go to sleep, feel free to come up and fire off this magic wand. Okay, so the magic wand probably realistically didn't help me put this presentation together, but if you were a little kid and you went to a Walt Disney movie, Peter Pan, and you saw Trixie sprinkle pixie dust on everybody and they could all fly, you might believe my story. And the reason is, there is nothing more powerful than stories.